Everyone, welcome to Beyond the Script. My name is Flo.
And I am Rita, and we are two women navigating life, career, relationships, and everything you can imagine of.
Here we shall go beyond what you see on the surface. May it be real conversation, real pain, real sadness, real happiness, name it. And maybe sometimes a little bit of fun and care.
And of course, whether it is in career, personal growth, relationships, finances, or family, whatever you want us to talk about, we will talk about and learn together. Welcome to Beyond the Script. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
It's been a while, right? It's been a long time coming.
It's our first episode. Can you believe it? Oh my God. It's our first. The podcast finally left the group chat.
Imagine coming just from a mere conversation on the road, and yet here we are.
Man. I think we need to tell people how this whole thing began. It's been quite a few months, right? Because that was last year.
It was last year, November,
I guess, yeah.
2025, November. Was it November or October? One of those.
Yeah.
So we were going out for a
Ladies event.
Yeah, a ladies event
Yeah.
in church, actually. But now when we go here, we do discuss anything else apart from just being the church girlies.
Yeah.
So it's about navigating life and everything in between. So we come out of the event and we get challenged by the lady who was speaking to us during that time.
Yeah.
And we were like, why have we been here and never started something?
Oh, shout out to Dr. Lindsay.
Yeah, Dr. Lindsay, wherever you are, this is your course. Yeah. You did this to us on that particular day. So yeah, it was a challenge because we felt like we have been here. We always come up with ideas and we're like, what is the most challenging thing that maybe can bring us out of our comfort?
Yeah.
And we're like, why can't we just try and do a podcast?
Right? And for a very long time, you won't believe it. I had been telling her, like, we need to do something together. I gave her an idea of her starting her own, is it gym? Because we love working out.
Yeah.
So I was like, what if we actually do this? We were like, oh, that's a lot of investment and everything. So like, but we need to do something together. Like, we need to do something. And that's where the podcast began. Like, what if? It was actually a what if.
Yes, what if?
And then we looked at each other, we're like, what if? Actually, what if?
Yeah. And that's how it's, the idea started. We didn't know where to make our first steps from, right?
Yeah.
And having to discuss about it, the more we try to talk about it, the more it was coming to life. And we thought that I think we need to sail with this by the end of the day and see how this comes out. We try, whether we fail, whether it works out, we'll say we tried, right?
The thing is that we failed forward.
Yeah. And that was on Saturday. Was that on Saturday?
Yeah, it was a Saturday night.
And then on Sunday.
And then when we went to church, we left church, that time we did take an Uber, right? I guess because
we did take an Uber because I remember we were three of us. We did take an Uber. And the funny thing is, we never take Ubers unless it is an emergency state. If we're not in a hurry, tunatumia tu matatu kama kawaida. And then on this particular day, we're like, why don't we take an Uber? And then now when we were in there, we had the time to actually
the whole journey. We were just talking about the podcast, suggesting names.
Yeah, actually, and we came up with the name within the first 20-30 minutes of our
interactions and conversation. And then we talked about the topics that we'll be talking about. Oh my God!
So it was
a lot.
It has been a good drag. It has been a drag, but a good drag because here we are finally.
Yeah, we are here. Oh my God!
It's a joy, actually.
And it's such an honor to have you guys actually join us. Of course, if we wouldn't be here, if we were not really having an audience. So thank you for riding with us, and I hope you're gonna stick around. All right. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe to just give people a glimpse. Like, it's not that we just went to that event and then we networked we connected,
Yeah,
and then we just
that's right.
decided, let's what if we start a podcast and everything? And no,
I think
no,
what people need to understand that sometimes you might meet a stranger and you might
yeah,
connecting when it comes to ideas, but it's not always when it gets to work out.
yeah,
Sometimes you need the actual connections that comes from friendship, that comes from the good
yeah,
build up,
yeah,
whereby you guys have known each other, you've known the challenges, you've known the pain, you've been
yeah,
happy together and
yeah.
everything. And yeah, this has been easy because we have come from somewhere.
No,
We didn't just become friends last year through the event. It has been a
January
journey
8 years.
of good 8 years,
1, 2,
guys.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Because we met back in 2019 in
Oh,
campus
yeah.
through actual a mutual friend. It's not that we were actually friends at
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
She used to come to. I used to
My
say,
friend.
yeah, she was
that
her
time.
friend. Her friend was my neighbor. And she was
Yeah.
always the noisy one. So
Of course. Of course. Of course. Uh, and then at that time, I think I was looking for somebody to stay with.
yeah,
Because I was, my dad, please don't see this video because. But I
yeah.
used to stay out of campus. And then I was looking for somebody to stay
Mhm.
with, and you were actually looking for the same.
Yes, I was actually also looking for someone I could stay with
Yeah.
because I was having a bit of a challenge with the person I was with
Mm-hmm.
as a roommate then. So now our mutual friend connected us.
Because we were both looking for the same thing,
Yeah, so
you
she
know?
was like, my friend is looking for someone, and then my other friend is, why don't you guys just, and
Yeah.
that's how we came about to stay
To stay together.
And we
oh
did-
my god.
We did roommates like for like 3 years, right? That was 2019, 2020, and part of
Count until Rongai.
2021.
And until
Because we also went to attachments
together,
in the same company.
Yeah.
2021, 2022
I think,
actually.
yeah, 2022, yeah.
And that's when we parted ways in 2022. That was almost 4 years.
Yeah, and then I came back again around 2023, almost towards the end. 2024? Actually, I don't know, but there's a time I came back when you were staying with you.
Oh yeah, and then we-
I came back again.
she left me deep enough to follow me.
I came back
And then she came back for a while,
a month.
a month.
Yeah,
She settled, then again moved out.
yeah.
But yeah, all along it has been
It's been a journey.
yeah,
to
holding
really-
each other's hands.
Yeah,
through
And
the thick and thin.
you can now imagine the different energies living together.
Yeah, because I'm a bit quiet.
I'm noisy.
She's noisy.
Really, I can be.
But this is the thing that I love about her because now she brings
Aw.
this part of me. Because if you told me I would be sitting here in front of a camera, oh my
yeah.
goodness, it's another whole chapter to talk about. So
I think we've all like kind of, what is it called? Affected each other
yeah,
in of course
in
positive ways. Yeah. And one of the things I think for our friendship is that it's not been a smooth ride,
Mhm.
but in actual sense it kind of looks like that, because I remember even when when we kind of started being friends, like it was really hard to kind of um, pull out, like to pull you into my character, not character, but into my like as you've said, like I'm noisy. So I was kind of looking to kind of get that out of you,
Yes.
but it was really, really hard. But I think that is one of the things that has actually made this friendship work, because like I accept you the way you are. Like there's no day I've actually said, nah, you're like this, I don't like it.
Yeah,
There's no point.
Because when we actually moved in Pamoja, I really knew she was an extreme extrovert. So I knew what I was going into. Yeah, she was too hyper for my own energy. She was too hyper. So I knew what I was going into in the first place. So I knew that a bit of me had to adjust to the situation. And I think sometimes she will overwhelm me a lot.
Oh my god!
In a good way though, because it also made me come out of my comfort zone in so many ways actually.
Yeah.
And the good thing is we never fought, we never argued. I think apart from the part of the energy, everything else used to flow as it needed. We never argued about any other,
we never actually had
feeling.
that. I think people will not believe this, but we've never actually had an argument.
We never had an argument.
We've never had a fight.
Our home was very peaceful.
No, like literally 8 years we've never fought.
Never fought.
We've never.
Are we?
Please don't come comment there. That's not a healthy. It's healthy. It's healthy because we've never really fought.
We never fought. I think.
And if we ever, it was just me reacting out of my feelings. The time I wrote you a letter.
Yeah, guys.
It's because I was so afraid of her. Come on.
Not necessarily like afraid. She actually wrote I was mad at her for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even remember. And then I go home and then I find this his letter and I'm like, I have to text her. I'm like,
yeah, and I think from there we've never actually like misunderstood.
Yeah, we talked through things.
Yeah, and that's why
we were never fake about each other. That was one thing that was clear about us as well, because we came in as us. I didn't have to tell you I'm rich and I'm not, or try to become someone else. If anything, I was looking for a very peaceful place to be in. And she made my campus life easier and good. And even our attachment lives, even us getting our first jobs. Yeah, home. We were still together.
When we were still together when we were getting my first job, like my very first job, my first salary. You were there.
I was there.
You was. Oh man, so yeah, guys, that's our friendship. It's been 8 years with this lady, and they are complete opposite. Even now, it's only that she's kind of loosened up a bit. I'm still the noisy one, definitely. But sometimes I can be really calm because it's rubbing off. But it's still the same as
I'm used to it.
Yeah, as the very first time. She's really calm. I think people even wonder like how.
Yeah, a lot of people keep asking how do you guys even connect, because they can just feed from the outside. But sometimes when I'm around her, I'm too noisy because now I'm already used to her. Yeah. So when I'm with her and you see me making a lot of noise around her, when I'm hyper, it's because I'm already matched to her energy. So if someone else comes and you tell them, they're like, Rita. So yeah, guys.
And I think it's also not been easy. Like you've had to, I think for you, you've had like, I think it's also two ways because I've also had to be patient with you. Like I never really forced you to match my energy. And the other thing you also tried on your end to kind of, and it also, I think it took us working together, and it wasn't like us sitting down and be like, hey, you need to actually work on this. No, it was actually, we realized it's like us looking back, and then we realized, you're actually okay with this energy. You're also matching it. And it took a lot of like breaking a wall.
A lot.
And it didn't look like I was actually breaking a wall. Because it was easy, like, really, like, for her, it was easy for her to get to me. But for me to get through, it's a thick wall. It was such a, she had built a wall. That time I didn't even have a wall. Me, I was just a complete open book. For her, she had this wall that I don't even realize how it eventually crumbled. And it just shows how patient I was with you.
You were truly patient. And that is one thing I appreciate 100%, because she was trying but not showing like she's trying. She was just being herself whenever she was with me. And I think that is what also created the safe space, safe environment, around us. And yeah, by the time I realized she's already in,
Yeah, like I was
she's
completely
the one
in.
person I would call first whenever something would maybe come up. If I had a challenge, if she had a challenge, we
Definitely.
used to talk about stuff. And I think that is also what made us go
kind of
through
connect.
life, and connect in a better way. Yeah.
Oh, 8 years, guys. 8 years. 8 years. I think for this particular episode, we won't really get much into the deep stuff, but we will get there, of course. So, for this first episode, we're just introducing you to who we are and the birthing of this amazing thing that we've started, and just to kind of just let you guys in, and now at least you know us
a bit.
Just a bit.
But I think for the first episode, we have spilled a lot of beans for you guys.
I know. Do people do that? No, I don't know. I don't know, but actually, I feel like you guys, you've just been letting on a whole movie about our life. It's like you can create an imagery of how these two were in campus, and there's a lot coming in. Sorry, but this is us. This is Flo,
and this is Rita for you guys.
Exactly, and I hope you are going to enjoy this beautiful ride with us as we explore, as we learn together. I don't know whether you have anything to tell them.
Just subscribe, guys. Our YouTube channel, our TikTok, obviously,
Instagram, please.
Yeah, we shall include our handles down there.
Is it put on the notification bell so that when the episode comes up, you're the first person to see it. This is Beyond the Script. And I am Rita.
I'm Flo.
And until next time.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.